an absolute disaster unfolding right now as Sam Bankman-Fried has officially screwed over the entire cryptocurrency market. Look at this, 75% fall. It has fallen more than 60% in the last hour alone. Insane fallage for FTX token FTT as the entire crypto market is reeling from this. A lot of juicy details to talk about. This is extremely upsetting because it did not need to happen. We could have avoided this entire crash had Sam Bankman-Fried not been so utterly irresponsible, and had he not done so many terrible things for FTX. He is trying to scramble together any sort of response to this. But you know what? We're not buying it. He says, hey, I have a few announcements to make. We'll get into that in 1 second. But first, let's look at the price of Dogecoin as it has fallen all the way back down to 8.6. We'd still be above 10 cents right now had this not happened easily. And we would likely be just excited with no other feelings of doom and gloom. But unfortunately, FTX had to spoil the party. They are absolutely paying the biggest price for this, though, as FTX down a staggering amount. I mean, look at this. We're basically looking at the new Luna here, Luna 2.0, but it's FTX instead, as it is reaching pre-2020 numbers for the price of FTT coin. Insane stuff. It has fallen all the way down. I think it's even further. It fell all the way down into the 70s or 80s. We've seen Luna just absolutely destroying the market once, and now it's FTX's turn, apparently. 75% in the last 24 hours, 86% in the last week, and 61% in the last hour, but it keeps switching back between 550 and 340. It's actually fallen even lower than this, but there is someone trying to save this. There is a deal that has been made. Will they be able to rescue the crypto market, or will it continue to fall, and we see another ripple domino effect of big players in the crypto space not being able to deliver on their liquidity? FTX massively over leveraged, and what's so crazy here to think about is that Sam Bankman-Fried, right now, he cannot pay people who are trying to withdraw from FTX. They don't have enough money, but he was over there donating $60 million to politics, and he was planning to donate $1 billion more to politics. He was donating to politicians over having that money for people when they need to withdraw. One of the least responsible things you can possibly do. This man deserves all of the criticism he's getting. He deserves all the negative attention. And to make things worse, he was giving that money to candidates that weren't even pro-cryptocurrency. So this guy's an absolute disaster, a train wreck. I've been sounding the alarm against him since the very beginning. A lot of people said king of crypto, whatever, this, that. But you know what? Since the beginning, we've been saying this guy was bad news. The only time he did something good was when he was bailing out a couple of cryptocurrency firms. But it turned out that was all just for power. And it was over-leveraging. It was irresponsible. So in hindsight, even what we thought was a good move ended up being a bad move based on the way he handled it. So all of this is just to say we absolutely need to avoid Sam Bankman-Fried's getting too much control in crypto ever again. This is the time for us to stand up and make sure that we are only putting people in positions of power through our own capital that are going to be responsible and make the right decisions. I mean, my gosh, look at that. So Sam Bankman-Fried, here's his response. He's trying to scramble together any response he can possibly make. He says, hey, I have a few announcements to make. Things have come full circle. And FTX's.com's first and last investors are the same. We have come to an agreement on a strategic transition with Binance. Basically what that means is Binance is now going to potentially come in here and buy FTX tokens. So if Binance does purchase this, which by the way, they said it's a non-binding agreement, according to the announcement from CZ himself. If Binance does purchase this, is it an opportunity to then buy FTX token at an extremely low price and get a good deal on it? Well, you know what? That certainly could be the case. We'll have to make sure we're looking at this closely because we cannot rule that out, that this could be an investment opportunity if Sam Bankman-Fried is no longer in any way owning of FTX token. As long as he's owning it, we should not bail him out whatsoever. He does not deserve that, and he'll only continue to make a train wreck happen and be a disaster. So at the very least, we just need to be monitoring the situation closely and seeing, is there an opportunity to make big money here, or is it going to continue to fall massively further? And the odds are that's going to fall way further before we do see that opportunity potentially with Binance buying it. Our teams are working on clearing out the withdrawal backing, as is the clear out liquidity crunches. All assets will be covered one-to-one. This is the main reason we've asked Binance to come in. Ironic, because Binance literally just sold all their FTT tokens, and CZ himself went up and called out SBF saying, hey, we're not going to support someone in the industry who's lobbying against our own interests. So CZ literally roasted SBF. He played a role in this entire crash of the coin, and then now they're coming in and acquiring it, which is kind of crazy to think about. I mean, it's almost as if that could be a strategy. If Binance wants, they could gain too much power by buying these assets and selling them, and then these companies have to then, if they ever see anyone over leveraged and they have too much of the stake in it, and then they can just sell and then acquire the company. So that's actually kind of crazy to think about. Not a lot of people coming to that angle, but the important thing is that customers are protected. Are they, those, Sam Bankman-Fried? Because the coin's down in a single week 86%, and it's one of the most well-known coins out there from supposedly a trustable, reputable source. Not anymore, buddy. A huge thank you to CZ and all the supporters. Wow, weak, coming in and saying thank you. CZ just roasted you, man. CZ does not like you. He's only doing this to help crypto. And the truth is, CZ, he's not even perfect himself. He makes a lot of mistakes too. Can we trust him even? Now there's another layer to it. So, I mean, it gets deeper and deeper and deeper. But at the very end of the day, at least CZ, point in time now, if it's not working, we'll see. Yeah, there was a lag. Let's see if it's working now. And the truth is, CZ, he's not even perfect himself. He makes a lot of mistakes too. Okay, it seems to be working again now. They're trying to stop us. They're trying to silence us, clearly. But yes, at least CZ isn't out there, as far as we know at least, making these massive political donations when his company's already over-leveraged. I mean, look, it's okay if you want to make political donations. That's your prerogative. Do what you want. It's your money. If you want to donate to politicians you support, if you think they're good, that's fine. We can have a different discussion about the fact that Sam Bankman-Fried was supporting politicians that were anti-crypto. That's a different discussion. But just whether or not you can donate politically, sure, it doesn't matter. Donate to whoever you want. But if your company's already over-leveraged, if you're in this position, if you know there's potentially something bad on the horizon, and then you're spending all of that money on that, and you're pledging $1 billion more, my goodness, is that an absolute disaster area for any major cryptocurrency player. So CZ, at least he's not doing that. We'll give him credit there. But we are seeing massive turmoil. I know that there have been rumors of media conflict between our two exchanges. However, Binance has shown time and time again that they are committed to a more decentralized global economy while working to improve industry relations and with regulators. We are in the best of hands. Note, FTX, by the way, weak once again. SBF. Binance does not like you. You are desperate. You need them. You're trying to save your own butt. It really comes down to that. That's all it is. And Dogecoin, of course, being one of the biggest targets of all of this negative energy. Ethereum, though, down massively too. I mean, a lot of coins are falling big. You can see Ethereum down 17%. Dogecoin has come back up a little bit since its low point of this fall. 25% up. We're basically saying, all right, bye FTX. We'll go ahead and move on now. Cardano down 11%, XRP down 20%. So all these coins are falling massively today. So it's not just Dogecoin. And there's no question FTX is the primary reason for this. Why in the world did we ever put trust in that dude? We shouldn't have. I didn't, but I know a lot of people in the crypto space did, unfortunately. Note, FTX, two separate companies, are not currently impacted by this. FTX withdrawals have been live, is fully backed 1-to-1 and operating. So he's trying to save face. Someone said, can you explain this to me like I'm 5 years old? FTX went too far with leverage. Customers are withdrawing and they are unable to give them their money. Binance is the king of crypto exchanges and has enough assets to cover FTX customer withdrawals. They are buying FTX. Binance grows their business and ensures no money's lost. Yeah, right. No money's lost. It's already lost, man. It's already gone. FTX has no liquidity assets and SBF Binance will be acquiring FTX. Here we can see Binance himself, CZ Binance. This is what he said. This afternoon, FTX asked for our help. There is a significant liquidity crunch. To protect users, they could have also gone to Coinbase, by the way. Why are they going to Binance instead of Coinbase? That could potentially be room for more trouble to spark here. We don't know. Is Coinbase in a bad position where they cannot acquire this? You'd think, as an American-based exchange, they would first go to Coinbase and try to get them to help. Maybe they did. Maybe Coinbase said no, potentially. There is a significant liquidity crunch to protect users. We signed a non-binding, that's important, non-binding LOI intending to fully acquire FTX and cover the liquidity crunch. We'll be conducting a full DD in the coming days. So they have not bought it yet. This is still going to continue falling further, most likely until they do purchase it. At the time that happens, this could be similar to what happened with Luna Classic, where we saw it absolutely flatlining. If we do see FTX coin flatlining at the bottom for an extended period of time, buy time. That's when it's time to buy. And especially if Sam Bankman-Fried no longer will be any beneficiary whatsoever of it going up. Because I do not want that guy to even see a single dime for all of the irresponsible decisions he's made. He deserves, at the end of the day, to lose his billionaire status forever, and he deserves to not be able to be a major player in the crypto space ever again. Now, he's still going to be a multimillionaire, but you know what? I mean, at the end of the day, he did start a successful exchange. We'll give him a multimillionaire status, right? But he does not deserve to be a billionaire, and he does not deserve to have any power in the crypto space whatsoever anymore after this extremely long string of irresponsible decisions. This tweet, by the way, 58,000 likes because a lot of people are scared who had their money in FTX, and a lot of people are wondering, will I even get it back if I want to withdraw? That's a good question. Will you get it back? We're about to see. I mean, yeah, if you want, if you want to press the like button, I mean, that's up to you. I mean, it is a very negative live stream, so typically this will be one where I'd say we probably shouldn't be pressing it too much. We want this to just be us seeing this. We don't want to get a bunch of new individuals in the live by pressing the like button, right? Because I mean, that's just bad, right? Especially for crypto. Or I mean, I guess we could also look at it. I mean, it does seem like we are seeing some bottoming out. Like, take a look at the price of Dogecoin. So Dogecoin has been doing very, very, very well. This is a terrible blow to the market, especially coins like Dogecoin that were really experiencing some major momentum in the last little bit of time here. So if we look at the 1 minute, you can see it has, to some degree, balanced out after this fall. It went even below 8 cents. Now it's coming back up to 9. So hopefully we will see the crypto market react in a very bouncy way as a result of what happened here. That's obviously what we need to happen. Also, take a look at this. This, not long after Feds just seized their largest bust ever from the stolen marketplace of Silk Road, which will, in the early days of crypto, was something that lawmakers were very, very, very upset about. And it kind of did give a negative stigma to the entire crypto market. But you can see Fed seized over $1 billion in crypto stolen from dark web. And isn't this crazy? So you can see this picture right here. How much money does that look like? What if I told you in this picture there's $1 billion? What is it? Is it the cash? Is it this? Is it that? Or is one of these coins worth $1 billion? Nope. Actually, that's the $1 billion right there. That right there is $1 billion. Think about how crazy that is. It's because it was from the early days of crypto. You didn't have to own very much for it to turn into $1 billion, and they had a decent amount. I mean, I guess you did have to own. I mean, even in those days, it sort of had to have been like somewhat of an amount of money. It couldn't just be like $1. It's $1 billion now. It had to be somewhat of an amount, like probably in the tens of thousands. And then now it's worth over $1 billion. So we'll see. I mean, if the government, hopefully the government doesn't sell it. If I mean, why would they not? If you're the government, of course you will. So we'll see what they do. But my goodness, I mean, looks like it found a little bit of a bottom here, but fear still. Continue the fear here. We're at 433 right now with the FTX price, but let's go ahead and compare this. We can look at the price of Luna and see what happened, and you can compare the two and see if we believe that FTX token is going to continue falling more, or if we're going to see the opposite of that happen. So Luna at 175 now. Remember though, Luna had this crazy spike here, if we look at the all-time chart, but Luna falling here, we saw a little bit of a rise there before it came all the way back down to almost zero in comparison to its all-time high. And so it's just something to keep in mind. Make sure that is that the right chart? That doesn't look right. Hold on. I think we have to do this. Let's see if this will work. Okay, we'll look at Luna Classic, and there we go. See, I was wondering. I was like, what? That doesn't make any sense. Okay, we of course we forgot. We have to search Luna Classic. Ah, dang, stupid advertisers. Okay, we'll see. Hopefully we can see it now. There we go, Luna Classic. If we look at the all-time, you can see absolute craziness when it fell right here, going from $70 to a fraction of a penny. And you can see during this run down, it did have multiple bumps up, similar to what we're seeing right now with FTX token. And so I would not at all trust this little bounce here. I would not at all assume that it's going to go up. We have to make the assumption this is going to continue falling, and only buy the dip if we do see some steadiness of downward momentum, because that would be the time when we could potentially come in. Like even Luna, for example, you can see it was even a way smaller fraction of a penny, Luna Classic, and then spiked back up a decent ways. Actually, if we look at the last year, or I guess what's the best way to look at this? Last month? I mean, it's actually really hard. When the chart's this insane, it looks like a flat line anywhere in the chart. So, I mean, that's pretty bad. When the charts, when it crashes so hard that it looks like a flat line, even when it goes up like tens of thousands of percentage points, that you know you're in trouble at that point. Like that's the worst case scenario. So we'll continue to monitor the situation. I mean, it's just an absolute terrible day for crypto. Could have easily been avoided. All Sam Bankman-Fried had to do was just simply not screw it up. Now remember, here is Sam Bankman-Fried, an interview, basically saying his stance on bankless. He's anti-DeFi in some ways, very much hurting the entire reputation of the crypto space. But this would by far be his biggest defense, is the fact that despite his firm being over-leveraged, despite the fact that they don't even have enough money to pay people right now who are withdrawing, yet they still had Sam Bankman-Fried himself donating $60 billion after taxes, by the way, or 50 million approximately after taxes to politics. Why? Bad. That was, I mean, you'll notice He's the only exchange owner on this entire list. None of the other ones do that. Why? Because they're responsible, and he's not. If you want to donate $1 million, Sam, go for it. But the fact that you donated 50 million, despite being in this position, it just shows never, never, never trust this guy ever again. I'm Matt Wallace. This is Final Stand, and I'll see you in the next video.